and said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies.
Right. So the part right here it says, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. That's what we read in First Kings chapter 4, verse 20. Right? And then the part before that, thy seed as the stars of heaven. That's going into the fulfillment of now we becoming angelic beings, right? The stars of heaven. So the stars of heaven is speaking of the angelic forces, right? The angels, right? You can get scriptures on that too as well. So we have some Israelites that's going to be carnal and some Israelites that are going to get spiritual body. It is being prophesied right here in this verse, right? Stars of heaven and sand by the seashore, right? And thy seed shall possess the gates of the enemy. So let's go back to First Kings and finish this off. First Kings chapter 4, and now you in verse 21. First Kings chapter 4, verse 21. Now we're going to read about the boundary. Go ahead.
First Kings chapter 4, verse 21.
Okay. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms from the river unto the land of the Philistines.
From the river, the land of the Philistines, that's something we just read in Exodus 23, verse 31. The river would be the Red Sea, right? The land of the Philistines, right? As it says there. Go ahead.
And unto the border of Egypt.
Wait, no, that can't be correct, because the border of Egypt would be, has to be the Red Sea. Because once we crossed the Red Sea, we was in the land of Midian. So on the other side of the Red Sea would be the border of Egypt. Okay. That'd be the border of Egypt. So now from the river, that must be from the river. Go ahead, what you were saying?
Where's the Nile at from right there?
From where?
From this part of Egypt. Where the sea is.
The Nile would be west.
Okay.
The Nile would be west.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Right? Okay. The Nile is like in the middle, it runs like down the middle of Egypt. And once it goes up to lower Egypt, which is backwards. The top is lower and the bottom is upper, which is backwards. Once you go into lower Egypt, it then splits into like 4 or 3 different rivers. Wow. Right? And one of them ran in where we was in Goshen. That area up there, a very fertile land. That's why we had what is called like the best land in Egypt. It ran that way. Again, the Nile is what sustained Egypt, right? When it floods, with the crops and everything else, depending how much it floods, right? Okay, so we go back in. So the river, from the river, that's not going to have to be the Euphrates, going back to the land of the Philistines. Then it says unto the border of Egypt, all the way to the Red Sea, right? Go ahead.
They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life.
Right, that's what it is. So he was ruling over these kingdoms. This is where we possess, like it says there in Genesis chapter 22, verse 17, possess the gates of their enemies. In Solomon time, we had this, but all of this was put together by David, his father. David was the one that run the army and went down there and put all these kingdoms in subjection. Right? And Solomon took over and he served. Right? Go ahead.
22. And Solomon provision for one day was 30 measures of fine flour and 60 measures of meal.
So they was paying tribute. And that's why we was eating, drinking, and merry. It was bringing their tribute. Go ahead.
Verse 23. 10 fat
what's that?
Oxen.
And 20 oxen out of the pastor, and 100 sheep beside heart and roebucks and
Follow deer.
follow deer and fatted fowl.
Fatted fowl. This is what this is. All this is coming in a day. This is not a month. This is in a day. Let me be clear. Go ahead.
24. And he had 24. For he had dominion over all the region on this side the river from to phase
Tipsah.
Tipsa, even to Azura, Asa, over all the kings on this side the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him.
Right. So the river Euphrates coming all the way back, then I'll be coming back west to Tipsah, even to Azah, all the kingdoms that's on this side the river, right? West. The east side of the river Euphrates, now going into a different kingdom. But on this side of the river, we had that, right? Because that was where the most acceptable border would be. We'll stop there at the river at the Euphrates, the one you was over. So Solomon had the majority of the land that the Most High talked about we were supposed to be getting. We got it under King David, and we see it here in Solomon. That was when we had all the land, had them in subjection. That's when we multiplied, we were eating, drinking, and we was making merry. It was good. We're gonna get that back again. See, this what I'm reading here to you. This is what the apostles was asking Christ when he resurrected. Remember when he said, well, at this time, this is what he's talking. They're talking about this. This is what we're talking about right here. This right here.
Okay.
Because here we had the kingdom.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, that makes
This
sense.
is what they're speaking of here when they're asking Christ. Because they all saying when this man comes, he gonna give us this back. Right here.
Okay.
And this time permanently.
So this is where Judas wasn't seeing straight because he just seen the Yahweh.
He's seen this. He know that this guy's going to give up this back, but he's over here raising the dead and healing people. Like, wait a minute, get to the kingdom.
Right. Oh, take down the Romans.
Yeah, because get to the kingdom thing. Give us what we reading right here back.
Okay, come. Okay.
Right? They want this back right here. All right, go ahead.
Verse 25. And Judah and Israel dwelt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan ever to even to Beer-sheba, all the days of Solomon.
See that? We dwell safely under your vine. This is what they wanted back in the first century. When this man come, we got to worry about no nations fighting, war, and he gonna kill all of that. We're gonna be chilling, right? Worry about nothing. Yeah.
This is which set Judas into play. Then.
Yeah. This is what they're waiting for in the first century. That the Messiah gonna come give them this. But they're missing all the in-between stuff. He gonna bring them this, but it's in-between stuff. You gotta die first, resurrect, and a whole lot of stuff gotta happen.
Because people hate Judas, they don't understand what he's missing.
Yeah, but again, he's the only one. The apostles asked the same question when he resurrected.
Wow.
Right? They said, "Will you at this time?" Because they thought when he came in before he died, it would have been that time. He said, "Well, okay, well, you died. Okay, well, he has to be this time. Right. You ain't gonna die again. You ain't gonna die again. Okay. Is it at this time he gives the kingdom back then?" He told him, "No, it ain't for you to know what the God has put in his own power. But we reading.
Wow.
This is what we trying to get back. Right here, what Solomon had."
How did he answer him?
He said, "It's not for you to know."
Wow.
Imagine this. It's been going on 2,000 years. We still waiting for this to happen.
Wow.
That's how long we waiting for it to happen. It's coming.
Solomon, Judas felt he could force his hand and make it come to this.
Yeah, but it was what he was taught. At that time, that was the prevailing doctrine at the time. the Messiah finna come give us this back, right?
Mhm.
And they all knew the time was close,
Mhm.
right? We had different men that came and said there were messiahs before Christ and of course after.
Mhm.
But they all know, hey, this man finna come around this time right here.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
With that answer, that's like Judas, mind your business. Like that ain't none of your business to know when all of that's gonna happen. Like that's my
No, but we right now want to know. I want to know when he's coming back. We don't want to know that, right?
God.
I'm like them back then too. I want to know when he coming back. Is it this year? Is it next year?
Whoa.
It ain't for you to know what God has put in his power, right? They wanted to know. I wanted to know too. When you went this time into the kingdom of Israel, they want to know, is it now? Right?
Mhm.
Listen, man, tired of dealing with these nations, bro. Tired of these this so-called white men and what's going on in this country and all over the world, our people, man. Y'all want to know when the time is going to be, man. We catching hell. Right? The majority of this, we catching hell, bro.
Man.
So I think no one knows how long, man. All we gotta do, like Christ say, endure to the end. That's
your answer.
That's all we can do. So he was right there with the apostles, and he told them it ain't for you to know. Think about me, almost 2,000 years later. You too don't need to know.
That's why I didn't give an answer because
it ain't for you to know neither. I didn't tell them, man. I ain't telling you. And I walk with them. All right, let's go back to let's go back to Judges. Chapter 2, he was. And let's read verse 1 again. All right, let's go back. Bring back Austin. Judges chapter 2, verse 1. Who got that?
Where we at? Sorry, I pressed the button and accidentally closed it.
I'll go. We in Judges chapter 2, verse 1. Judges chapter 2, verse 1. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who got that?
I got it.
Go ahead.
Judges chapter 2 from the top. And an angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Bochum and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you.
Go ahead.
And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this?
Why? Why have you done this? Why have you not thrown down their altars? Why have you not got rid of them? It's the $1 zillion question. These nations talk a whole lot of smack about us. But if we would have followed the Most High, they in the land wouldn't be here.
Wow.
We were supposed to clear them all out. A lot of them are still breathing because of our disobedience. Yes, sir.
Yahushua wouldn't have had to answer Judas if this would have happened. If we would have cleared them out, they wouldn't have been here.
No, right.
So it was our.
We would have had the kingdom then.
Wow. Wow.
Right? We'd have had the kingdom then as the Most High is our king.
Come.
Armor kites.
Right? As the Most High would have been our king. Saying, why have you done this? Wow. Brother, I read this and I'm saying to myself, wow, why didn't Israel just clear him out? Like, what was it, sympathy? You felt sorry for him? I'm trying to like figure out what happened.
Well, it was the Sun King got away.
Yes.
Armor kites.
But that's way in the future. I'm talking about right now.
Mhm.
We're coming into the land with Joshua, and we were supposed to clear them out, but Israel isn't clearing them out. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to find the text. What happened? Why didn't we clear them out?
Mm. And Joshua was in charge of that right there. He was supposed to be the one clearing them out.
Yeah, he did his thing. No, we were supposed to clear them out.
Okay.
Joshua, when he was there, he was clearing them out.
Okay. Oh,
But he got old.
Con. Okay.
Joshua was old. At this time, Joshua was like probably 90.
Con. Okay.
90 years, he can't be going to war.
Con. Yeah.
Still on the front line, huh?
But he was fighting in his 80s, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't too long after he had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember, he was 40 years in the wilderness,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
40 years in the wilderness. And I think he was already near 40 when that happened.
With Moses?
Yeah. Right, when he came out of Egypt, Joshua was already he was already serving Moses already.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to have been at least 20s, 30s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then another 40 years in the wilderness, and he come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's warring to Joshua. He's warring another 8 years, 8, 9 years, 10 years so.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua itself, right? So he's up in the 80s, 90s area somewhere there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's old. He's old now. Usually men when they go to war, when they get 40, if they stop it, 40, 50, they ain't go to war no more. They're not as strong enough for them guys out there now. They guys out there with the business.
Right.
You in your 40s, you can't get with these young dudes. That's
Lightning
20s and 25.
Lightning
They don't cut
quick.
your head off. You know what I'm saying? Because at 40, you're a little bit slower.
Con. And that would happen with Esau and what was his name? Nimrod?
Yes, kind of with the Nimrod. Yeah. Esau's a little cock strong, 15-year-old
So
with the business.
Nimrod in his prime with a guy with Esau?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, then he took his
If he was at Esau age, Esau would be able to do it. Because plus he had that he had Adam's coat on.
Con. Mhm.
But he old. He real old. Even with the coat on, he's still kind of slow. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
And Esau man in the field. You know what I'm saying?
Con. Robust and quick.
Yeah, listen, he's up there. He tracking down venison there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He don't tell you how he do. We don't know if he shot the deer or he ran the deer down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Strong.
Mm-hmm.
But coming back here, said, why have you done this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out why did we clear them out. I don't have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why here in Judges we didn't clear these people out.
Mm-hmm.
We should have cleared them out. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as a thorn in your side, and their God shall be a snare unto you.
Now they're what in our side? Thorn. Poking you in your side constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Knowing. There you go.
God.
That's why whenever the holy part.
Mm-hmm.
Separate.
Mm-hmm.
You get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Can we jump back? We're right there in the book of Judges, chapter 1. Verse 21.
Said Judges chapter 1.
Judges chapter 1, and we're gonna get verse 21.
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead.
Judges chapter 1, verse 21. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day.
Yeah. Benjamin didn't drive them out. Why? I can't find an inkling in the text here in Judges why Benjamin didn't clear them out. We were told to clear them out. I don't know. I'm guessing now. I'm guessing. I'm thinking it felt sorry for him. What do you think it is? You think it could be? Why wouldn't we clear him out? Feel sorry for him?
Could have been. I mean, Benjamin. Wow. I'm disappointed right now just hearing it.
That's all I can think of is they feel sorry for him. I don't know, but we supposed to clear him out. All right, go ahead. Verse 22.
Verse 22.
Sorry, verse 22. And the house of Joseph, they also went up against Bethel, and the Lord was with them.
Go ahead.
And the house of Joseph sent to describe Bethel. Now the name of the city before was Luz.
Go ahead.
And the spies saw a man come forth out of the city, and they said unto him, Shew us, we pray thee, the entrance into the city, and we will shew thee mercy.
This man came out and he's telling us, man, you show us mercy how to get in, and we're gonna spare you. Right? Go ahead.
25. And when he shewed them the entrance into the city, they smote the city with the edge of the sword, but they let go the man and all his family.
Now you can't kind of understand it, but still, this man and his family was supposed to also die as well. To clear them out, right? But because they went and run their mouth and say, "We are going to show you mercy," now they got to keep their word, right? Go ahead.
26. And the man went into the land of the Hittites and built a city, and called the name thereof Luz, which is the name thereof unto this day.
So this man, when he built the city, now he's building a city and still in the Holy Land. He ain't supposed to be in the Holy Land. He's supposed to be out the Holy Land. Because they spared this man because they asked him to weigh in. No, you don't do that. You say you're gonna show us the way in, and you're gonna die. Both.
Wow.
You're supposed to go. The only difference is that you live a little bit longer.
Right. Wow.
Or do you show us the way in?
Like they just let them go completely, you know, like
and making these
not even making
these ridiculous
slaves.
deals. You gotta be no dealing with him to get in the city. God said, I'm gonna deliver it unto you. You don't need him to show you the interest in it. You turn to the Most High, he's gonna show you how to get in.
It's always a way with the Most High.
Yeah, always. You don't need his help to get in the city. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
27. Neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shean and her towns, nor Tanakh and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Iblim and her towns, Iblam and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land.
The Canaanites still was in the land. This goes all the way back to I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that part.
How many?
Go ahead, brother.
28.
Yes.
And it came to pass when Israel was strong that they put the Canaanites to tribute and did not utterly drive them out.
There it is. You want to say something?
No.
He was strong. We had them as tributaries, but we did not utterly drive them out. We were supposed to drive them out, and this is why the angel is coming up in chapter 2 saying, "Why have you done this? Why have you not driven them out?" That's why God said, "I'm gonna leave them in it to be thorns in your side." Again, the only thing I come up with again, it's because they felt sorry for him. Let's go back to Judges chapter 2.
Well, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, that's why the Most High said his thoughts are not our thoughts and our thoughts are not his thoughts. Wait, you talking about killing a lot of people? These are soldiers, though. They know they have to do it, though, right? The men of the Lord that are getting this command.
What you mean? A lot of people. You talking about?
Like, well,
You mean the army or everybody?
who they have to kill?
Everybody.
Everybody gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you think they feel sorry for him? But they know they.
I'm guessing.
They gotta.
But what? Okay. What are the reasons for sparing them?
Okay, I don't have one off the top. Hashatan, maybe. I don't. Other than that,
Casa who?
Hashatan probably.
Nah.
That don't work either.
No, because if that's the case, the angel would have been like, "Oh, Hasatan stopped you from killing the twin in the mouth."
Khan, he would have said something.
Yeah, he said, "No, why have you done this?
Khan, ooh.
You have not cleared them out." Let's go back to Judges chapter 2.
And follow the direct order.
We in
Verse 4. Yes, sir.
Judges chapter 2, starting in verse 4. And it came to pass, when the angel of the Lord spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept.
No, they started crying. Stop crying. You should have cleared them out. Go ahead.
And they called the name of that place Bachem, and they sacrificed there unto the Lord.
Yeah, Bachem means weeping. Because it was over there crying. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land.
Go ahead.
And the people served the Lord all the day of Joshua and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Lord, and he did for Israel.
Right. So we had a little bit of time there. Joshua passed, the elders outlived them. They were listening to the elders and everything else. And then they went off again. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old.
Yeah, he's 100 and what was I saying? 90. I was all the way off. He's 110 years old. He was fighting all the way up there, past his 90s, up there, past his 100. Up at 110 years old. Yeah.
That longevity for you.
Yeah, I was wrong. 90. I was way off. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mountain of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And also all the generations were gathered unto the fathers,
their fathers,
and there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
So all that generation was gathered unto their fathers, right? Their ancestors, in other words, right? There arose another generation. The brother Alan Nathaniel was telling me that this year there's a new generation coming in, right? We were Generation X, he said. Before it was the baby boomers, and now 2025, there is a new generation, he said, that's coming up.
I think he called them Beta. I think he said they're Generation Beta.
And there arose Beta generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet all the works which he had done for Israel. We're going to see if this new generation, if it's Beta that it's called, we're going to see how much they know of the Most High and how they're going to continue with the Most High, right? Because this generation that rose up after the elders that outlived Joshua, they don't know the Lord at all. And it's always an issue when you don't know the Most High, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam.
When you don't know the Most High, that's what you start to do. Start to do evil, right? Knowing the Most High keep you in line. Go ahead. Yes.
Was that the statue in the wilderness? That golden calf? No, it's not the one.
What you mean? No. Baalim, no.
Hathor and what did how you say it? Hathor and Tammuz?
Apis.
And
Hathor and Apis. Okay. Those are the two bulls. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger.
Go ahead.
And they forsook the Lord and served Baal the Asherah.
And they serve Baal and they serve Ashtaroth. Again, Ashtaroth is just a disgusting deity to be served, right? When you hear the phrase, it says they went a whoring, it's literal. The whole bunch of debauchery going on, sexual perversion when it comes to dealing with Ashtaroth.
Wow.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies.
Right. Ooh. They were sold to the same people that they didn't wipe out, end up enslaving, put them in captivity. See, if they'd have wiped them out, impossible. Nobody had enslaved them. Wiped them out. Wow. It says, and the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. See that? That's slang again. Hot. That's slang we've been using. How long have you been in the Bible?
Wow.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil.
See that? When you with the Lord, you try to prosper, it ain't gonna happen. When the Most High is against you, when the wild stuff ain't happening for you, you're doing something wrong. Because God's hand is against you, it ain't gonna make it happen. Go ahead.
As the Lord hath said, and as the Lord has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed.
As we are today.
Rightfully so. Wow.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. Nevertheless, the Lord raiseth up judges, which delivered them out of the hands of those that spoiled them.
Nevertheless, the Lord delivered up judges, which delivered them out of the hand. These are the individual judges that God raised up. Not the judges that they picked. God raised these men up individually at a time, not all at the same time. He raised them up. And we're going to see, because if this is true, because they remember, we get into Deborah. Right. Is Deborah one of these men here? He raised up judges, which what? Delivered them. If Deborah is a judge, she have to be where?
Raised up.
She have to be in the battle.
Oh, no.
All these judges was in the battle fighting, killing people. The Lord raised up judges, which what? Delivered them. He was in there doing his thing. So we're going to see if Deborah was in the fight. Because they're saying she judged Israel. Let's see if she actually did.
Well, that's which delivered them means that they was actually killing.
No, we're going to read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying they're going to say, well, brother, we're going to read it.
Okay.
All the judges we're going to read was actually before Deborah, all of them before Deborah, was in the fight. Was in the fight, all right? Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Come.
And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not so.
Now these judges that's in verse 17, these were the judges that was picked, not raised up. These were picked, right? Let me get the verse where they was told to do this, right? These were not raised up, these were picked. So there's the difference. All right. They were picked. Can we get the book of Deuteronomy? We need to get Deuteronomy so we can Deuteronomy chapter 16, 18 to 20. I'm gonna pull it up here. Deuteronomy, let's go all the way up. 16, 18, should be 18 to 20. All right, who got that?
I got it, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, reading from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, starting at verse 18.
Con.
Okay, and 1 second. And it reads, Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God given thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment.
So they're supposed to make judges in all the gates, right here. Right? But listen to these men, you're going to judge them. But the text is they didn't listen to these men, right? Go ahead.
Verse 19. Thou shalt not rest judgment. Thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous.
All right, that's for the judge. Okay. The judge can't do this. He can't have respected persons, right? He can't take a gift. Right. A gift because a gift does blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. The judge can't do none of that. But today, these judges do this.
Yep.
One more again.
The judge is not supposed to respect persons, right? Because he's Jay-Z or whoever he is. Doesn't matter. If he guilty, you can't show no favoritism to him, right? Neither take a gift because he's rich, he can slide your money on the back and give a lighter sentence. But no, you can't do that. So it says, for a gift does what? Blind the eyes of the wise. And pervert the words of the what? Of the righteous. The person that's saying this person wrong. Right? The judge can't, he got to.
So that gift, man, this dude ain't like that. Y'all tripping, man. You all right.
No, we know this stuff right here is running rapid in this country. It's running rapid in the country right here. Right? They have respected persons. Do all of that. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 20. That which altogether just shalt thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which the Lord thy God give thee.
He said that which is altogether what? Just.
Yeah.
Shall you follow. Gotta follow that. That's for the judges. When the judges was telling them back, we're gonna go back now to Judges chapter 2. They wasn't listening to these men. They listened to their judges that was set up. So we have the criteria here for the judge, right? And forget, we are going to be judges, right? And even today, when there's a situation that happens, right, on an individual basis or whatever it is, this is what you need to follow. You can't have respected persons. Oh man, I've been friends with him longer, and I just met this guy. Some wrote, no, you can't do that.
Right.
If your friend is off, for no long you know him, you gotta let him know, brother, you off. You know what I'm saying? You just met this guy, man. You don't know him. Yeah, but you're wrong, bro.
Right. Wow, that's telling the truth.
Telling the truth.
Right.
All that just you got to go ahead and follow. It don't matter if y'all ain't friends no more. I mean, how is he really your friend if he wants to be with you? You don't want to be a friend with him anyway.
Oh, wow, that's
friends with him anyway.
He wants you to.
You trying to go left, or you go left on your own.
Wow.
Remember what the brother told me? He said, "If we wrong, let's be wrong together."
Right. Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir. No. We not be wrong together. You can be wrong by yourself.
Be wrong? I don't want to be wrong.
Listen, I think that's the mentality in at least people in these camps. They said, well, if our leader is wrong, we are going to be wrong together. I think that's the mentality that they have. And that's why some of them don't leave, because I think a lot of them know what they're saying is wrong, but they said, well, man, if they're wrong, we're going to be wrong together. Go ahead.
So would that be considered brotherhood?
No.
Man, right, because man pleasing would be a way better word.
That ain't brotherhood. I mean, they might see it as brotherhood. They might see it as brotherhood.
Right.
But it's respect of persons.
Okay, because I was listening to this one coach one time, and he said, just because a team isn't good, don't mean that you shouldn't join it. He said, you the talent, you supposed to go in and make it better, and then they can build around that. But yeah, that wouldn't work in that case. That would,
But
man.
I could work if you the talent, you go in there and I mean you can do certain things. I'm not sure if you'll be able to change because
Right,
it's a team sport. You ain't
right,
gonna do it by
right,
yourself.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Kobe.
Wow.
You ain't gonna do it by you can't do it by yourself. You're gonna need help.
Mhm.
If it's a team sport, I'm talking about team sport. You ain't gonna be
Come.
able to do it by yourself. You're gonna need help.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the quarterback can't block and throw the ball at the same time,
Right,
right?
right.
Come.
And the wide receiver can't throw the ball and catch it at the same time either, right?
Right.
So it's a team sport. Yeah. You can go in there and do certain things, you know what I'm saying? You can talent, but ultimately it's a team sport. And that's why I think these individual awards need to be adjusted. They need to be adjusted to include the team.
So the judge would get offended hearing that if you perspective of a person, or he'd probably slide you a gift, and he's doing that because he rich on his side, or the judge would get high and mighty. You can't talk to me like that. What is you?
I think that verse that Antonio just read, I think that should be read every time a judge get ready to do judgment.
Wow. Wow.
Huh.
Just like they do you when you're ready to swear you in.
Yeah.
You need something too, judge.
Right.
Read something to you first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody out here greasing your palm.
Yeah, because he need to be checked. I mean, he's human like you, right?
Right.
He like he's above correction and he jumps up there all holy.
Right.
Let's read you. You don't read me something, right?
Right.
Let's read you something too.
Right. Ooh, that's good.
Because they get complacent sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They get complacent sometimes. They need something. They need that little refresher. Right?
Reboot, reminder.
But this is exactly what the Torah says the king gonna do. The king will get copy of the Torah, and he's supposed to keep reading it. So he's staying live. All right, go ahead. Who's reading in Judges chapter 2, verse 18? Who was reading?
Tony, was you reading?
I think was you guys? Was you? Yeah.
I'll take it.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Joshua chapter 2, verse 18. And when the Lord raised them up judges, then the Lord was with the judge.
Then the Lord and the Most High was with the judge. When he raised him up, God was with the judge. Go ahead.
And delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge.
Of that singular judge. Of that one judge, right? He delivered them out of the hand of that singular judge. Go ahead.
For it repented the Lord because of their groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them.
And vexed them, right? So in verse 17, these judges was made in all of their gates, their borders, that they wasn't listened to. But in verse 18, and we did read in verse 16, these were judges that God raised up, not that were chosen for their gates. He raised them up to deliver them. And God was with the judge all the days, right? He was with the judge and delivered him. But it says all the days of the judge. Once the judge was alive, Israel was in order. But as soon as he died, they got crazy again. All right, go ahead, brother.
19. And it came to pass when the judge was dead that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, in following other gods to serve them and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way.
So I think this verse right here, to me, stands out a lot. Because when this judge was alive, they stayed in order. As he died, they got crazy, right? So it seemed like today, with the so-called black people, once they see us get it together and we finna get a leader, what they do?
Throw something in the mix and mess it all up.
Shoot the leader.
Oh, yeah, kill the leader.
They assassinate the leader because he's galvanizing them to come together, right? To accomplish something. They see right here, said, as long as they had they judge the leader, they was on point with the Most High. But when he dead, they went crazy. So what we got to do, if they ever get a leader that's galvanizing them
kill him
to do the right thing,
kill
him. shoot him, kill him.
Mm.
Malcolm X got to kill him. He's
Mhm.
dangerous.
Mhm.
He has the power to galvanize the so-called black community
Mhm.
and do some changes,
Mhm.
right? And come out of that brainwashing that they had him under.
Mhm.
We got to kill him. Dr. King, he had the influence on the people,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
He was getting bigger and larger and larger.
Mhm.
You have to kill him.
Mhm.
Leader of the Black Panthers, we got to kill him.
Mhm.
So they know without their leader,
Mhm.
we got them.
They just sheep.
Without someone to lead them, they all messed up.
Mm.
But we got to kill the dude. And we see they constantly doing this. They're always doing this.
Mhm.
Not even only to us, they have done it to the people in this country too as well.
Mhm.
They have assassinated their presidents over and over again. Am I right or wrong?
Mhm.
Because when he comes in and he's gonna do something that go against their agenda,
Mhm.
they finna shoot him. They gonna kill him
Mhm.
every time.
JFK.
Yeah. Some of them they tried to kill and they didn't kill because the gun didn't go off for whatever reason. Most out intervened, right?
Mhm.
They were trying to even murder Trump.
Mhm.
They're like, wait a minute, he's doing some things that we don't like what he's doing.
Mhm.
But have someone shoot him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whatever reason, I don't. It looked like he was. If it was real, look like he was spared because he should have been dead. Right? He should have been dead.
That looked like something the Most High stepped in.
Yeah,
And took care of
he should have been
himself.
dead because usually he get that shot off, you're dead.
Yeah.
You get me one shot.
Mhm. Yeah, that was the Most High.
He get me one shot because they don't. You know, them guys don't miss.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all them shots. That was. But his skin though.
Yeah, as I'm saying, he's fortunate because one of them should have hit him,
Mhm.
and he should have aimed for the head.
Right.
That's what he aimed for, the head.
Right.
So it's all about killing the judge and getting rid of him, or if he died, you know what I'm saying, then they're going crazy again. All right, go ahead. Verse 20.
Verse 20. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people hath transgressed my covenant which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice.
Go ahead.
21. I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died.
But Joshua left some when he died because Joshua was too old. He couldn't finish by reason of age.
Mhm.
If Joshua was a young man, they would have got it. See, little factors played in their favor because the man that was getting rid of him got old.
Mhm.
And also we transgress God's covenant. Notice what God said. God said, lead those people.
Mhm. To be a thorn.
Notice what he didn't say though. I'm breaking the covenant.
Mhm.
Right? Usually when you give a contract to somebody and they break it, you say, well, you broke it, I'm not breaking it too.
Wow.
Right?
Because it's not avoided.
Yeah.
Come.
Not to God, it isn't.
Right.
God said, no. It's still good.
Wow.
It's still good. It's still going.
Wow.
I ain't breaking it.
Wow.
Said I would never break it.
That's honorable.
That's what we need to be following.
Wow. It's like you still have to pay a ceremony after a marriage.
Yeah, I'm just saying people have made contracts. Once one side break the contract, it's like, well, let's dissolve the whole thing.
Right.
No, you don't have to dissolve the whole thing. Get the other side to fulfill their part of the contract. Listen, you're gonna get the penalties in the contract. You got to come back and not fulfill your obligation that you did in the beginning.
Wow.
We need to go do.
Right.
Get back on it again.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pay what do they call it now? Penalties, assessment fees, whatever they say.
Do it right this time.
And then get back on it and do it right this time. Come. Back. Don't be quick to just throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
21. I also, did I already read that one?
Yes.
Yes, we're on 22. That through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not.
So you're gonna keep keeping them around is to test them to see what they're gonna do. I'm gonna see what you're gonna do. right? The Most High does this. It said, I'm telling to you, brothers, is that you're gonna have situation happens in your life where if you don't catch it, what's happening to you is you're being tested. Something has been left around to see what you're gonna do. And you got to catch it that it's a test. You're being tested, right? This happened to Hezekiah when he has all the gold in there, and then the guy came and he showed him all the gold. He was testing him to see what he was going to do. So you got to understand certain things come into your life, something happens, it's a test. And usually what happens is this, and here's the important part of the test. There is usually a blessing waiting for you over here. But before you get it, there is a test. And what happens is that them demonic forces see the blessing over here waiting. They don't want you to get it. They're gonna come intervene. They're gonna come intervene and turn the test up. And again, you have to see it, because if you don't see it, you're gonna fail, because you don't recognize what's happening to you. You got, you know, people have a saying when it says, like, I'm having deja vu. Like, I've did this before. Yeah, you have. You failed the first time. You're not recognizing it's lining you up again for you to get it right. But again, you're still not recognizing it. You're feeling the deja vu. I think I did this before. Like, I've been here before, right? But you're not recognizing it. Yes, you have. You got to recognize it. No. I've been here before. I did something wrong. I got to do something different this time. What is it? Go back to your measuring stick. Go back to your measuring stick. I'm going to tell you what to do. And when you do it correctly, you're going to see the blessing. You'll say, I got it. But that's the prayer that the Messiah taught us. And lead us not into testing. Temptation is testing. You're being tested. Right? Because every time someone take a test, right? They're taking a test to what? To advance into something greater, right? To give them some kind of plaque or reward. There's something there. So when you get that test, there's something waiting for you. You gotta pass the test. You gotta pass it. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. Prepare yourself. I'm telling you, 30 years in, it's coming. All right, last verse.
23. Therefore the Lord left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua.
They left them there because Israel is being evil. You're not abiding by it. Let's go to the next chapter. Judges chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Now we're starting to get warmed up. We might get to Deborah.
So it's saying in here, a gift could blind a heart. What was it again?
Blind the eyes of the wise.
A gift could blind the eyes.
Yeah, because when I give you a gift, you see that the person is wrong. You know that he's wrong. But that gift is making you not look at that. You looking at what? Look at the gift. Here you go. Looking at the gift.
Wow. Papa's favorite drink. Be on the report card.
Yeah, but to all judges, know for a surety that there's a judge over you. And you are being looked at, and you're gonna also get judged. When you pass in judgment, don't forget there's a greater judge above you. You don't think you're getting away with it, because you're gonna be judged. All right, who got Judges chapter 3, verse 1?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Judges chapter 3 from the top. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them, even as much of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
So this new generation don't know about the wars in Canaan, that Joshua went through. Go ahead.
Only that generation of the children of Israel might know to teach them war. At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof.
Right. So you have people coming up, they don't know nothing about no war, right? And you need to know something about war. You can't be oblivious because that's what we're in. Right?
Right.
The Most High have not eradicated war out the earth yet.
Come on.
So you need to say, you gotta let them know what war is. Again, and it ain't just carnal, it's also spiritual war as well. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines and all the Canaanites and the Sidonians and the Havites that dwell in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entire entering in of Hamath.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And they were not to prove Israel by them.
And they were to prove Israel.
Oh, and they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses.
Go ahead.
And the children of Israel dwelt amongst the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Havites, and Jebusites.
There's the issue right there. They dwelt among them. What they doing? They hanging out, kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
Picking up the ways of the heathens.
Yeah, hanging out, kicking it with them. Be kicking it with them. Be lounging with them, none of that. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and they gave their daughters to be their sons, and served their God.
See? When you start kicking it with them, this is ultimately what they're trying to do to you. Why they want to kick it with you? Why, when they kick it with you, you are converting to what they're doing and not what you're doing? Why, when they come around, you got to convert to what they bring in? Instead, they coming to you, as you convert to what they coming over to.
Right.
Always you converting to what they're bringing. And this is the reason why we have this man in the scriptures. And I was always trying to figure out, like, how did this guy get in here? And this is where it started from. Uriah the Hittite. How does Uriah the Hittite end up marrying an Israelite named Bathsheba? Not only that, this man has God's name in his name. He's a Hittite. His name is Uriah. Uriah, right? Uriah is light, like light of Yah. How does this heathen get a name like that?
That is nice. Light of
Kicking
Yah. Yeah.
Israel right here is where it started from.
Right.
Just kicking it.
Yeah.
All this dwelling right here in verse 5. All this chilling together. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it with him. He went so far, his friend went so far, he said, we got to get in there. I'm going to name you after their God. And with that, you're not able to go ahead and marry one of their daughters, even though it's unlawful for you to do that. Right? Lawful for you to do that. Yes, but we have the outside that will say, but Uriah converted over to the God of Israel, and that's why Uriah have the name of God in his name.
Right.
He converted over. Yes, sir.
Ooh, that is wise to do evil, huh? That is, they using some wisdom to do that, to get that one.
Yeah, but him converting over, that's fine. Right? You want to convert over? No problem.
Right.
You marry Bathsheba? That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Doing Solomon numbers.
Yeah, you can't do that. Now you're violating Torah. Now you can't do that. Again, if Israel would have followed, he wouldn't even be around. But again, this is the loophole these people are trying to use to try to say that they can get in, because Israel is being disobedient, not clearing them out. Right? You're kicking it together. They took their daughters to their wives. All of that's wrong. Violation of Torah. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and forgate the Lord their God, and served Baalim and their groves, the groves.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. Therefore the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hands of the Kirshan Rash Athiam, king of Mesopotamia, and the children of Israel served Crush,
Kusham, Rish,
Athim, Kushan Rish Athim 8 years.
Yes, he's the king of Mesopotamia. When he's on the Mesopotamia, mean the land between two rivers, right? So they're going off there into the Euphrates area, across there. So into his hands for 8 years, right? Go ahead.
And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother.
Right? Can we get that? Judges chapter 1, verse 12 and 13. Stay where you are, Isaac. Someone get Judges chapter 1, verse 12 and 13. We'll read more about Othniel. Go ahead.
Judges chapter 1, starting verse 12. Caleb said, he that smiteth Kerjah, Sephir, and taketh it, to him will I give
Aksha,
my daughter, to wife.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And
Othniel,
the son of
Kenaz,
Caleb, younger brother, took it, and he gave his Aksha, his daughter, to wife.
All right. So we have Caleb. Caleb is one of the men that came out of the wilderness, right? It was him and Joshua that came out. So we had a younger brother, right? Othniel, and he gave him his daughter, right? He gave him his daughter. So Othniel is the first judge that was raised up. He's our first judge that was raised up in the book of Judges. Some people would say then maybe Joshua was the first judge that was raised up, right? But according to when the book of Judges, the first one we're reading about, because remember Joshua just died, and then it started to fall apart. So he and then they was put into captivity onto Kushan, right? And now he's raising up Othniel, the first judge, to freedom. Now let's go back to where he was in Judges chapter 3. And you in verse 10, right? Go ahead.
Judges chapter 3, verse 10. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel, and went out to war.
He went where?
Out to war.
So the first judge we see, he went out to war. When we get to Deborah, we're going to see if she went out to war. The first one, he's in the battle. He's fighting. All right? He's the judge. Go ahead.
And the Lord delivered Kirshan Reshathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hands, and his hand prevailed against Kirshan Reshathaim.
Go ahead.
And the land had rest 40 years, and Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died.
Right. So as long as he was alive, it was good. So they had 40 years, right? They were in captivity for 8. Othniel gets them out, and as long as he was alive, it was on point. The land had rest 40 years. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord.
So again, is 40 years, here we go again, right? Now Israel go again.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon, and Amalek went and smote Israel and possessed the city of palm trees.
So we had a beautiful city called Palm Tree. Took that from us. So he went and got his brother Ammon, because Moab and Ammon are brothers. Then he went and got Amalek, who hates us. He got someone that hates us, and he got his brother to come smote us. And then took the city of palm trees from us. Go ahead.
14. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years.
Now we back again. First it was 8. The most I had, okay, let me add 10. Now we're in the 18 years. Y'all not listening. Let's do 18 this time. And you remember, these are years that Israel is under captivity. He's suffering. He's misery under his people. You know, they treat us when we're in their captivity. They don't treat us nice. 18 years. Go ahead.
Verse 15. But when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised them up a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, a Benjamite, a man left-handed.
A man what?
Left-handed.
Now, again, this is a characteristic of Benjamin. Left-handed. Who's left-handed, you guys know? The beard, isn't the beard left-handed?
The who?
The beard, the basketball player.
Yeah.
Is he going to shoot left-handed?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
He's left-handed.
Yeah, he
right?
too.
Yeah. No, he could be a Benjamin because he's left-handed. You don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Look Benjamin.
He looked Benjamin. He looked Benjamin-esque. Don't he?
He does.
He give me a Benjamin vibe. I don't know why. I don't know the tribe, but he just give me a Benjamin feel though. He does. He does. Go ahead.
A man left-handed.
Hey, Slakia,
Yes, sir.
you guys went really, really low now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It got really quiet.
Yeah, you guys really, really, really low.
Can you hear us now?
It's still kind of
A
low.
little bit.
It just like randomly like you guys got lower. I don't, it might be the microphone user. I don't know.
1 second.
Okay.
All right, maybe. What about now?
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
better.
yeah, you're good. Hey, somebody else talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you guys are good
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
That was weird.
What's the last thing you guys heard?
I mean, as soon as you start getting low, that's like when I told you. So it wasn't really that long.
I think like a truck went by or something. That might be.
Okay, the last thing we were saying, we were talking about the beard being left-handed and being like maybe a Benjamite feel. That's the last thing we was talking about. You guys heard all that?
Yeah. Yeah, as you were saying that
Gone.
towards the end, it got kind of light. I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Okay.
But yeah, you good now.
All right, all praises. All right, go ahead, brother.
You want 15 again or 16?
16.
Okay. Verse 16. But Ehud made him a dagger which had 2 edges of a cubit length, and he did girded under his raiment upon his right thigh.
Right there, hiding under his garment, under his raiment under his right thigh, right? So it was a cubic depending on what cubic you're dealing with, right? It was a regular cubic and it was a royal cubic, right? The regular was from 18 to 23, and the royal thing was like 25, right? So depending on what, it doesn't specify which cubic it is, because some verses tell you it was the royal cubic or it was the regular cubic. This doesn't specify which one it is, but anywhere from 18 to 25 inches was this dagger that he hid, right? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And he brought the present unto Eglon, the king of Moab, and Eglon was a very fat man.
Eglon was eating it up, eating good. Eglon was a fat man. I think he's the only one I read in the Bible that's fat. Everybody else seems to be in shape. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bear the present.
So they brought it. So he came with the people that brought a present to Eglon. Then he sent them away. Go ahead.
19. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal and said, I have a secret. It ran unto thee, O king, who said, keep silence. And all that stood by him went out from him.
And all this. Okay, go ahead.
And Ehud came unto him, and he was sitting in a summer parlor, which he had for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from God unto thee. And he arose out of his seat.
Right. So 19, the queries is a place where it had all the images at. Right, so that's images set up. But that's what Gentiles do. There's a whole bunch of images all over the place. So those were the queries, right? And that were by Gilgal. So he was in the summer house, and he said, I got a message from God unto thee. Now, we don't know if he's speaking the truth. If God told him to say that, I don't know. And he arose out of his seat. Go ahead.
21. And Ehud put forth his left hand and took the dagger from his right thigh and thrust it into his belly.
So he using his strong hand, his left hand, and thrust it into his belly. Go ahead.
22. And that haft also went in after the blade, and the fat closed up the blade, so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see, what does that say? Okay, go ahead.
And the dirt came out.
Oh, that is gross.
So Ehud, the one got stuck up?
Yes. I'm reading, I'm like, wait a minute. He don't have dirt in his belly. That must be dirt that was on him. If I stab you, dirt shouldn't come out, right? Blood, guts, right? Dirt shouldn't come out.
Fat, lazy, and sloppy.
But if I stab you, that's just how dirty, must have been how dirty he was. I don't think he had dirt inside of his belly. That don't make no sense. So it must be the dirt. Well, maybe the dirt came out first. Then the blood or whatever, right? That would make more sense. And the dirt came out, they should have put first, then the blood and everything else. Go ahead.
23. Then Ehud went forth throughout the porch and shut the door of the parlor upon him and locked them.
And locked them. Close the doors and lock, because he don't want people to come in and then see him, because he's not trying to escape, so he can lock everything up. Look like he's in there just sleeping or something, and then he locked the door. All right. And he locked them, not the door. He locked the doors. He locked them. Go ahead.
Verse 24. When he was gone out, his servant came, and when they saw that, behold, the doors of the parlor were locked, that said, surely he covereth his feet in his summer chamber.
So they think he's sleeping. They see it locked. Usually it's open. They see he's locked. Oh, he locked. Well, he's up in there covering his feet. He's sleeping up in there. He resting. Go ahead.
25. And they tarried till they were ashamed.
See, they waited till they felt dumb. Because usually that's not what happened. Usually it's open, so they tarried it. Oh man, wait a minute, man. This is stupid, man. We feel dumb. We should have went up in there. They tarried till they was ashamed. They know they shouldn't have done nothing like that. They should went up in there and immediately went in there and take a look. So they waited until they were ashamed. Go ahead.
And behold, he opened not the door of the parlor. Therefore they took a key and opened them, and behold, their Lord was fallen down dead on the earth.
Gone, dead. They maybe could have caught the person if they would have initially went in the first time they came up, in case Ehud when he was trying to get away. Go ahead.
26. And Ehud escaped while they tarried.
Remember, verse 25 said they tarried till they were ashamed. But while they was tarried, while they was ashamed, Ehud was making his escape. Go ahead.
and passed beyond the
the statues,
quarries and escaped unto Sarith,
and escaped unto Syria.
Syria.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And it came to pass when he was come that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim.
So that means that he was blowing a trumpet, he was calling them to war. He blowing the trumpet, calling them to war, right? When you blow the trumpet, there's a certain noise, so we got to blow it to know that this is for war.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blow the wrong thing, people ain't gonna come. So he blew the trumpet. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel went down with him from the mount, and he before them.
And he went before them. So he's in the battle. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, follow after me, for the Lord hath delivered your enemy to the Moabs, the Moabites into your hand. And they went down after him and took the fords of Jordan towards Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over.
Right. So they took the passages, in other words, the ford we can pass over. No one could pass over there. Can you get across? Go ahead.
29. And they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty and all men of valor, and there escaped not a man.
Right. Lusty means this man was really in shape, right? Mm-hmm. Men of valor, meaning these men were warriors, mm-hmm. right? Decorated men. And there escaped not a man, because the Lord was with them. Go ahead.
Verse 30. So Moab was seduced that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 40 years.
Now he had rest the first time 40 years. Mm-hmm. Now it's what?
40 years.
80 years.
80 years.
At 40 more. Right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And after him was Shamgar, the son of Anath, which slew the Philistines 600 men with an ox gored, and he also delivered Israel.
Now the reason why this is important here is because Israel was a bunch of we are farmers, right? Mm-hmm. Sheep herders and stuff like that, right? Farmers and stuff like that. So when Israel was going to war, we wasn't going to war with swords. He slew them with an ox gored. This is something that you deal with the animals with. Wow. This way, at this time, Israel was going to war with like farming tools and farming weapons.
Wow.
It wasn't going with swords. Right? Maybe the other side had swords, but Israel didn't have that.
Wow.
At this time in Judges. Because if anyone used to have a sword, it would have been the leader.
Right.
But he had a what? An ox gored. That's what he was killing them with.
Wow.
So if he had that, imagine what one of them had. Rakes, forks,
holes,
all kinds of stuff.
They caught 2,000 of them?
Yes. You can do all things because who's with you?
The Most High.
The Most High.
They was buffing and shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Rake takes your head off.
Listen, when God is with you, you can bring a knife to a gunfight.
Right. I believe
if he ain't with you, you can't bring a knife to a gunfight. It's not gonna work.
Bring fight them called a slingshot.
Fight uphill battles and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Slingshot on a giant.
Yeah. All right, we're getting warmer. There we go. Judges chapter 4. Then now we're gonna start to bring in Deborah here. Mm-hmm. Who got that?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Chapter 4 from the top. I'm sorry. Judges chapter 4 from the top. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead.
Always when the judge was dead, they start this nonsense again. Again, that's what I'm thinking. See, they read Judges and they knew we got to keep these people without a leader. Mm. Who's our leader right now?
Amashiach Yahushua.
Amashiach Yahushua is always our leader, but he's not here, right? Who's our leader? I said, who's our leader here right now with us? For some people, they might think Farrakhan is the leader. Farrakhan ain't no real leader. Is he? No. He having people out here selling bean pies and all that kind of stuff, and he getting rich. That's what the leader's supposed to be doing. He's not our leader.
And then they praising what's that under the Ishmael type of regime.
Yes, they pushing the Islam thing, right? And they're not Arab. So he's not the leader. I mean, to those in the organization he might be, but as far as so-called black people in general, he's not. We don't have no earthly leader right here. Someone to galvanize us, right? And we can say we can fall under this person umbrella, right? Back in the days in Malcolm X and King days, black people, they'll tell you there was more together at that time. They all tell you that. Because I asked them, because I don't know. I said, well, they said, yeah, but we was more together back then. You know what I'm saying? Because you had leaders that were galvanizing the people. Right. And then when you they had an issue with Muhammad Ali, all the other players came together. We had that meeting, right? All the basketball players, and then they came and they had them and sat down with them because they were more together. Really don't see that together here. When a black person has some issue, like the other stars and leagues, they kind of distance themselves. They should all try to galvanize around that brother and support him. You know what I'm saying? They should all be doing that like it was done back in the day. That's how it should be. We should be supporting other people in the leagues. If the league trying to do him wrong, other people from other leagues come in and support him. I got your back. I'm with you. That'll help him, you know what I'm saying, to get back where it's supposed to be, because you see he has backing. When the league see you don't have that, try to push you around, do all kind of stuff with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what them other brothers should have did with Colin Kaepernick. When they saw them doing him that, they all should have galvanized to that brother. You know what I'm saying? And supported him. All the stars, Jay-Z, whoever, all the rich people should have galvanized behind them and supported them. At that time, you know what I'm saying?
So who's the dude name? What, Al Sharpton? Didn't he help set Martin Luther King up or something?
I thought it was
Jesse
Jackson. It was saying he was, yeah. But Al Sharpton was trying, but again, he's still not. People can't really galvanize under Al Sharpton like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't see him like that. Jesse was trying to run for president. He was trying to do some galvanizing, but again, he got caught up with the money. He got caught up with the money.
Easy.
Yeah. And then he started crying when he saw Barack Obama got in there. You know what I'm saying? But again, people like Barack Obama, but they a lot of black people, for whatever reason, don't like the brother. Don't like him. I'm saying, I don't know why, but they don't like people like him.
Not at all.
And he's your closest thing to galvanization and should have got underneath him. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And the Lord sold them in the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sisera, which dwelled in Harosheth of the Gentiles.
The Gentiles. First of all, and there shouldn't be no king in Canaan. That's all like. You saying? And this Sisera right here, now we're getting hot. This dude right here is a womanizer. He's a womanizer. He try to take women and do all kind of things. And that's what we're about to read now. Everything I'm about to say, we're going to prove it reading down. This guy right here, that's why the Most High raised up Deborah to galvanize the men to go take him down. Because ultimately, who killed Sisera? A woman killed him. Why? Because he was terrorizing women. What kind of women? Israelite women. He had a woman take him down. We want to read it. This is why Deborah comes, why she's a factor, because this guy's a womanizer. The Most High's genius is a balance. He said, "Oh, you a womanizer? I got something for you. I'm gonna have a woman do you in. The same way you oppressing. We're gonna read it. This is why she's even brought up. And I'm showing you she's not a judge, like we just read. The judges was always in the battle. We're gonna see that she was not in the battle, and she is not a judge. In the true sense of the word judge, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron.
900 chariots of iron. My goodness. Go ahead.
and 20 years he mightily oppressed the children of Israel.
20, he oppressed us. You notice when we had the upper hand, right? What do we do with these people? We left them around and kept them. We didn't say we was oppressing them. They had us. They oppressing us.
A thorn in our
When we
side.
had them, we wasn't oppressing them. We was out there hanging around to keep them alive and all that, hanging around with them. Yeah, hanging out, kicking it with them and all that.
Sparing
We don't see them doing that with us.
A thorn in our side.
You know, throwing it outside when they get the upper hand. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time.
Right. So now here come Deborah. The first thing it says about Deborah is she's a prophetess. Let's back up a little bit. What's a prophet?
Somebody saying, thus saith the Lord.
A prophet is a mouthpiece for God. Right? What is she?
A mouthpiece.
A mouthpiece for God. Meaning she's going to relay what God says. Right? The other men that we read about, those judges, right? They actually went to war and delivered Israel. They didn't call them prophets. Right? The Spirit of the Lord came upon them and they went to war and delivered Israel. She's a prophetess and she has a husband. Right? Her name means bee and his name means torch. Remember correctly, his name means torch. Right? And she judged Israel at that time. Now I want to get the word here in verse 4. Judge. I'm gonna show it to you in the Hebrew what the word is, so we can be clear. Before people are coming here, women are come here and act like she was a judge in the true sense of the word judge. We need to get the Hebrew word so we can get some clarity here.
Right? I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So every time the children of Israel did evil, was the judge already dead, or they died because we were doing evil?
He had dead. He was dead.
And then we did evil.
Then we did evil. Come.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, are they dying because we're doing evil, or they died and then we did evil after they died?
Yeah, they died. Then we did evil after they died. Because along the judge was there, he would have kept us in order.
Oh, okay.
He would have came with the wrath of God on you if you was out of order. So they were like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna wait till he gone and act a fool then.
Oh, so we really some bad children.
Very
stiff neck.
Ain't no parents around. All right, we finna cut up.
Yep, that's how it is. Still with it this day. Once the adults leave. Party time, right? Hey, isn't it like when the parents leave the house? What do they do? They throw a party. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no!
Throw a house party, inviting everybody in.
You know that was not the parents.
Not the year.
Don't let nobody in my house when I'm going.
No, right. The opposite. So, and she judged Israel. So the word here is Shaphat. I'm gonna click on it. We gotta get. Yes, continue to decide. Shaphat, right? To judge, govern, vindicate, punish. We know she didn't do none of that. Do that. More likely, this is what she was doing right here. To act as a lawgiver, to judge or govern of God. So she's telling what God wants to do, what God's judgment is, what God's law is, right? She was not ruling. She was governed as far as what God tells her to do. This is what she was doing. Decide controversy, but what God tell her to do. Want to be clear, she's not doing it of her own. Everything that she was doing was what God was telling her to do. And she's a mouthpiece for these things. She was not executing no judgment, put no one to death. She was just saying, God says this, God says that. And someone else would carry it out. So she isn't a judge in the true sense, as we read of those previous men that we read.
God.
Those men would have chopped your head off.
Right.
What they would have done.
Deliverers.
Right.
God.
She's someone's wife. She got to go get permission from her husband to do anything physical to anybody. Right? Wife ain't gonna just go hit a man. Must be crazy. She's in violation of me that she do something like that. You can't do that.
Then that's gonna turn back on him.
Don't turn back on him. Right.
In the family.
I'm just showing you the authority she was under. They try to come here. She was teaching. She was no. She had a husband. Her authority is very limited. Only what God told her to do. And we just getting started. We're gonna show that she also had help. She had help. So we see what a judge here means, right? Shaphat. All right. Let's go back to Judges chapter 4. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim, and the children of Israel came up to her for judgment.
Right. Now, when it says that the children of Israel came up there for judgment, it was not the entire nation. I want to be clear. We're going to read it. We're going to read down. I'm not making it up. We're going to read down. We're going to get the judgment right here. We read judge in verse 4, and now we have judgment. Came to her for judgment. What is the word here, judgment? Because the first one, judge, as we just read, refresh your memory here, is the word shaphat.
Shaphat.
Now, what's the word down here in verse 5? In verse 5, her for judgment, it's a different word. Is mishpat.
Mishpat.
Two different words.
Mishpat.
It's mishpat here. We got shaphat and mishpat, two different words. One translated judge, one judgment. We see clearly right here, it says verdict. She giving the verdict of who?
The
Most High God. It's what she was doing. Giving the verdict. She wasn't teaching. She just giving what God telling her to do. Because she's a prophet. Right? She wasn't elaborating or going anything beyond. A teacher, what he does is he elaborates on something, right? He expounds on it.
Build upon it.
He builds upon it. She isn't doing that. She just saying what God, a mouthpiece for God have to say what God say and stop right there.
Wow.
You can't be adding nothing to what God didn't say. Thus saith the Lord. And you, whatever he said, you say that. What he didn't say, you don't say nothing else. You don't add your twist, your spin, your extras on none of that. That's what she was doing. I want to be clear for people who keep coming here saying this woman was teaching. She wasn't teaching. If she'd have did that, she'd have been out of order. Who would have checked her? Her husband would have checked her. Wife, you out of order. You can't teach. He should know that.
Because that would go to a woman should not usurp authority over her husband.
Now, even before we get to the New Testament, Israel knew that women didn't teach. If anyone would have been teaching, it would be the Levite women. And they didn't teach. So everybody in Israel knows women didn't teach. Women didn't teach.
You gotta say that again.
Just the children.
Before you get to any other women, if any teachers and women going to be in Israel, it would be the Levitical women first and foremost. They're the tribe to teach. Show me a Levitical woman that's teaching. Book, chapter, verse. Don't jump to Deborah. How you gonna skip these women in the tribe to teach? You in a different tribe. All right, let's continue.
Verse 6. And she sent and called Barak, the son of
Abinom,
out of Kedesh,
Naphtali,
and said unto him, hath not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying?
See, commanded, saying. She got to say what God tell her. So she sent and called for him. Go ahead.
Go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali, and of the children of Zebulun.
Right. So we got 2 tribes here, 10,000. That sounds like 5,000 apiece, right?
Mhm.
So she said, God had said this. Go and draw towards Mount Tabor. So she again, what is she doing here? Saying what God's saying. She ain't teaching.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And I will draw unto thee to the river Kishon Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariot and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thine hand.
So God will deliver it into the hand of Barak and the 10,000, right? Go ahead.
And Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go.
So this Barak right here, I don't know why his name was Barak, because Barak is blessed. I don't know. If she don't go, he don't want to go. He sound like oh my goodness. You know this guy right here. Women don't go to war. What are you talking about? The only reason why he could be saying something like that is because he said, well, God is with you. So if you go with me and God is with you and God's going to be with me, right? He has to know women don't go to war in Israel, maybe in a different nation, but in Israel, our women don't go to war. We don't do that to our women. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And she said, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hands of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kiddush.
Right. So we see here that the Most High is setting it up that a woman is going to go ahead and kill Sisera. Because again, we're going to show you this man is a womanizer. He's oppressing Israel and he's oppressing the women mostly. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kiddush, and he went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went up with him.
So we see how they all went up. When you talk about going up, obviously they're going up to some type of hill or mountain, right? When you go up, you're going up. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, had served himself from the severed himself from the Kenites and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zanaim, my bad, which is by Kiddush.
So he separated from the majority of his people, and he's in the plain of Zanaim, which is Kadesh, right? This is where they was also going to the Kadesh. Go ahead.
12. And they shewed Sisera that Barak, the son of Abinom, was gone up to Mount Tabor.
Right, going to Mount Tabor. Right? Went up to Mount Tabor. Remember, they was going up. He went up, Deborah went up, that went up, and it went up to what mount? Mount Tabor. Right? Go ahead.
13. And Sisera gathered together all his chariots.
Right, the whole 900 that we talked about. Go ahead.
Even 900 chariots of iron, and all the people that were with him from Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river Kishon.
Go ahead.
14. And Deborah said unto Barak, up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thine hands. Is not the Lord gone out before thee?
Right. So we're gonna get back to that statement right there. So she said up, right? She said, Barak up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into your hand. So she's now telling them what the Lord conveyed to her. This is the day I'm going to deliver him, telling him to go down, get up, right? Obviously he's sitting down. Get up and you go to the battle, right? Up, get up, son. Go ahead.
So Barak went down from Mount Tabor and 10,000 men after him.
So he went down. First, they both went up, and then he went down right there, right? Notice she didn't go down with him.
Con.
He went down. And the 10,000 men after him, Deborah stayed up in Mount Tabor. And they went down. So she didn't go into the battle. Right? Go ahead.
15. And the Lord discomforted Sisera and all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down off his chariot and fled away on his feet.
So we see who was slain him before they even got there. It said the Lord discomfited Sisera, right? Not Barak and the 10,000. The Lord did that. And all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, before them. So that Sisera lighted down off his chariot and he fled away on his foot. Spiritual. We're gonna get, listen. We're gonna read it and notice. Listen, Sisera also had spiritual forces with him, but they can't handle who? The Lord. Can't handle him. And I think this is that angel we were talking about. That he sent before them. He's still there. Right? And we see the capital Lord. That's the Most High's name that's in this angel. He's the one. Remember, who is he?
The one that told Joshua.
He's the captain of the host of the Lord, and the host is us. So he's leading us into battle. Even though we had Barak, who's scared, like he's scared when the woman to go with him, he came and handled it. Captain of the host of the Most High Lord. Right? And again, the identity of this angel right here, he's either one or two persons. He can be one or two persons.
Michael or
Hamashiach. Come. Go ahead.
Verse 16. But Barak pursued after the chariot and after the host unto Harosheth of the Gentiles, and all the host of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left.
Go ahead.
Howbeit, Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber, the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazar, and the house of Eber, the Kenite.
Very pivotal verse right here. People read over this verse, but this is a very pivotal verse because you don't know the cultural background at this time. This verse go right over your head. We're gonna slow down. What this verse is saying to us. This verse says, "Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Eber, the Kenite." People don't know what he just did just now. If you ask anybody, what did he do just now?
In the tent. Oh,
that's what he said he did. What else did he do just now?
Went to the wrong tent.
Went to the wrong tent. What does it mean he going to the wrong tent?
She about to die. She about to give it.
No. What he did was he broke the law. This comes with a death penalty. You cannot go into a man's wife's tent. If a man going into your wife's tent, what are you thinking?
That they're gonna do something.
They're gonna do something, right? Either he's raping her,
right,
or they got something going together. Maybe he's not raping her. In any kind of way, first of all, he did was disrespect me. Should have came to you.
Right.
How you coming to my wife's tent without coming to my tent?
Right.
What are you doing?
Out of order.
You out of order. At this time, that carries a death penalty. You cannot do that. What he did was a death penalty. Notice, we're going to read down. We're going to read it. Notice, she kills him without getting permission from her husband. Why? Because she knew what he did was what? A death penalty. I can kill you for this. And that's why she killed him.
Yeah, you don't need that type of permission.
She didn't need her husband's permission because what he did
already
demands the death penalty. Yes, that's what it demands. You wouldn't know unless you know the cultural background at this time. You cannot do that. You can't do that today. That's right up there. All right, go ahead.
Verse 18. And Jarrell went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle.
Covered him with a mantle. So she oh, come on in, you good. Straight up, come on in. Turn in unto me. Fear not, you straight, you good. And when he turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. Again, he shouldn't have even did none of that, right? None of that. It's a death penalty. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. She said, "Come, no, can't do that."
And this the womanizer, huh?
Can't go in there. Can't go in there. Yeah, we're gonna read it. We go. He should know I can't go in there. But if you have, and we read in verse 17, it says, "For there was peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Kenite." So he think, "Oh man, we cool. We got peace. We cool." Like, no, you can't do that. There is still certain things you cannot do. You cannot just go up into it. Even at verse 18 said that she was calling you, you can't. Even if she's calling you, you can't go in. You cannot do that. How does that look if he comes back and he catch you in his wife's tent, right? Yeah. What do you think she gonna say?
He forces.
She gonna force. That's what she gonna say, because she gonna be dead. Yeah. What she gonna say? Defend herself, protect herself. No. He forced herself. No, you called me in here. What are you talking about? You told me to come in. No, I didn't tell him to come in. I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. So your best bet is not even go in. But why do you think he went in?
He's not the womanizer.
He's the womanizer. That's why he went in. He been doing this.
He bullying her out the door.
Oh, he comfortable doing.
He comfortable doing this. Listen, he know it's wrong, but because he's been doing it, it's nothing. It ain't nothing to him. We want to read it. He been doing this. Listen, he know if you've been doing something like this, it's natural for you to just go do it. That's why he just put it in to do. Yes, sir.
He's practicing to make perfect.
Yeah. Now you got to know that that's wrong, man. But if you've been doing it over and over again, this is nothing for you.
It might slip your mind.
Yeah, because so far he's been what? Getting away with it. So far he's been getting away with it. See that?
So that's how it's easier to lower a man. Like, yeah,
that's how he's easier to lower a man. Yes, because he's a womanizer. Yes. Yep. We wouldn't read his mom gonna say it. We gonna read it. This is what he's been doing. If he isn't a womanizer, then why would you go into another man's wife's tent? Because that's how you are, right or wrong.
That's right.
That's how you roll. I wouldn't go up in if I didn't roll that way.
Right.
So no, I don't roll like that, sister. I'm going to no other man's wife. No, I don't roll like that.
And we do got some real womanizers in Israel.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
I'm talking about real. Yeah, today they would roll up in another man's. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. Yeah.
You know what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But this is just, you can just tell this is just womanizer. You're getting away with it. That was the last time. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him.
Go ahead.
Again, he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here? Thou shalt say no.
No, right?
Come.
Again, this has been working for him.
Come.
Right?
Come.
Any man come say, let's say no, nobody's here. Right? Because usually what happens is this. A man is not gonna go up into a woman's tent like that, because we saw that with Laban's daughter. He
Mhm.
told her that she was on her period,
Con.
and he didn't go check her stuff.
Right.
Right? He thought he's gonna stole my gods, and she had it underneath her. He
Mhm.
said, "You don't. I'm on my period." He ain't gonna go in there and do that.
Mhm.
Right? So usually the men just don't roll up in a woman's tent like that.
Mhm.
You just get permission. If she say no, they be like, okay, then it's no. Yes, sir.
Because it could be unclean too. Because
It could
of her.
right. It could be unclean.
Con.
What's she telling them no because it's unclean?
Con.
Right? So they would assume she's telling me no, then it must be unclean. There's some reason why I don't need to go up in there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So all she got to say is no, and the majority of men I would say would not go in there
Mhm.
to check. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's where women can hide men back in these days.
Mhm.
Right? Go ahead.
Verse 21. Then Jael, Eber's wife, took a nail of the tent and took a hammer in her hand and went softly into him and smote the nail into his temple and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and worried, so he died.
So he died in his sleep. Right? She killed him. And I think she killed him because she knows who this guy is. He is a womanizer. And she got an opportunity to get rid of the womanizer that's oppressing women. This is a perfect chance to get him. Are you running from a war? Come on in here. Lay on down. You good. You straight. Right? I have an opportunity to get rid of the womanizer. The oppressing man is oppressing women. He took complete advantage of it. Put him to death.
While he was sleeping.
While he was sleeping. Right?
Cousin of death.
Because you like to sleep with women. Kill him while he's sleeping. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And behold, as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him and said unto him, Come, and I will shew thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temples.
Nail is in his temple. Killed him. As the Lord said, so Sisera is in the hand of a woman. So the woman, again, this is what usually happens when a man is a womanizer and abuse women. Who usually kills them? A woman. That's who end up killing them. That happened to one of my family members. He loved a lot of women. He ended up dying by a woman. Gun. Shot him. And again, the reason why a woman would shoot you is because you are oppressing them. You're stressing them out. You're pushing them to that. You're pushing them to that level where they can't take it no more. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. It's called playing with her emotions and feelings.
You pushing someone to murder you. You're doing a whole lot of oppressing. Pushing to that point where her mental is like, I'm gonna shoot you.
Rage.
You're doing too much. And that's usually what womanizers do to women, but they don't care because they're about themselves. It's all about how they feel. It doesn't matter how you feel. It's all about us. So someone got to put a stop to you. And once a woman get that in her head, someone got to stop you. And they're gonna lure you in. That's what they do with you, right? They're gonna lure you in, like everything is good, like as usual. But all the time they're plotting to get rid of you. They're gonna lure you in, like she did him, and he killed him. All right, go ahead. Verse 23.
Verse 23. So God subdued on that day Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the children of Israel. And the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin, the king of Canaan, until they had destroyed Jabin, king of Canaan.
All right. Let's get to the next chapter. So this is our last chapter here for the day, chapter 5. And it goes a little bit more off into what happened there in chapter 4. All right. All right, go ahead.
Judges chapter 5 from the top. Then sang Deborah, and Barak, the son of Abinom, on that day, saying,
So both of them is singing this song, right? It didn't say they sing, it said they what?
Sang.
They sang. Isn't that slang? Don't we say sang? We don't say sing. No, we don't sing. We sang, right? Sang. That's right. They sang.
No, sang means it was past tense. That's what that means. Singing means you're doing it now. Sang means you did it in the past.
Right. Now, what I'm telling to tell you, right? When they talk about black people singing, right? They sang it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's past tense. I'm not saying that you're wrong, brother. I'm not saying you wrong. I'm just saying we that saw that flavor. That's how we talk, right? We don't say everything. We say every what?
Dang.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? We don't say sing. We say sang.
We'll say drink, say drank.
Drank. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We put some kind of spin to it, some flavor on it, right? Go ahead.
Praise ye the Lord for the avenging of Israel when the people willing offered themselves.
Right. So they're singing this song. This is a song that they're singing. We're reading it, but they're singing it. Right. There are people that willingly offer themselves. That would be what it was, Naphtali and Zebulun that went to war. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Hear, O ye kings, give ear. O ye princes, I will sing unto the Lord. I will sing praise to the Lord God of Israel.
Go ahead.
Lord, when thou wentest out of Seir, when thou marches out of the field of Edom, the earth trembled and the heavens dropped. The clouds also dropped water.
Right. So you see, when the Most High was in Seir, he was killing out, and look at it, was because he was mixing with the giants. Gonna kill them giants out, right? And they kind of give Esau that land. Give Mount Seir onto the descendants of Esau. So you're dealing with giants. You're not dealing with just giants. You're dealing with giants and fallen angels and all that stuff. So the Most High had to come in there and says an earthquake. So there was a big battle going on up in there with these spiritual forces. But you understand, the reason why the Most High is intervening and doing what he's doing is because there are spiritual forces here that they know that the physical men in Israel can't win. So he has to come in. Right? This angel here, we have the Most High name in it, he has to come intervene and come in because you're not going to win. Go ahead.
Verse 5. The mountains melted from before the Lord, even that Sinai from before the Lord God of Israel.
Go ahead.
In the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath, in the days of Jael, the highways were unoccupied, and the travelers walked through byways.
Right. So we read about Shamgar, right, in the previous chapter. You kind of come back and it said in the days of Shamgar, the son of Anath. Then it goes off into the days of Jael, just the woman that just killed him, right? It says the highways were unoccupied. Why were the highways unoccupied? Because of what Sisera was doing. He was oppressing Israel, right? And taking women and hauling them back to where he stays at. Because usually highways would be occupied with women going back and forth to the wells and people traveling. But because of Sisera, the highways are unoccupied, right? And the travelers walk to byways, right? To one walk on the regular road because of this guy right here, right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. The inhabitants of the villages called ceased.
You see, the villages, the inhabitants, it was leaving because of Sisera. The inhabitants of the villages ceased. Go ahead.
They ceased in Israel.
They ceased in Israel. Go ahead.
Until that. What is that one? Deborah arose. That I arose a mother in Israel.
See, right here, she says she's arose a mother in Israel. Right? What does a mother do?
Protect the children.
Protect. Rose is a mother in Israel to protect, specifically to protect other women. Right? Because the men wasn't stepping up to do it. She said, until I arose as a mother in Israel. step up and speak on this matter, right?
Mhm.
He was continually going until she rose up as a mother in Israel. There was something going on in Israel that they were doing. And the text said that Sisera was oppressed. He oppressed Israel. So she rose up as a mother in Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 8. They choose new gods.
Yeah, chose new gods. Go ahead.
Then was war in the gates.
Go ahead.
Was there a shield or spear seen among 40,000 in Israel?
Yeah, was there? Again, there was fighting with farmer weapon. Wasn't no shield and said there was. Well, the question obviously is no.
Right.
There was no shield and spear. They didn't have that.
Angel.
They're farmers, right?
Mhm.
Sheep herders and stuff like that.
Mhm.
They don't have these things at this time. Go ahead.
Verse 9. My heart is toward the governors of Israel that offered themselves willingly among the people. Bless ye the Lord.
Right. Go ahead.
Speak ye that Speak ye that ride on white asses.
The one that the white on white donkeys, white asses is usually royal people, right? That's what David was on. That's what he made Solomon ride on when he became king. That's how you know he's going to be king. When you ride on the king's donkey,
Wow. Okay.
that's how they know you was white, but they had white ones. You know what I'm saying? That you know.
They got white donkeys?
Yes, sir.
How come they use donkeys instead of horses?
I think back then at that time, that was what they used to show that the king, that you was from the king. Horses was something the text said that we should multiply in Israel. They didn't want to multiply Israel because
Okay.
of the strength of the horse, to rely on the strength of the horse.
Oh wow.
You want to get something small without no strength because you're relying on the most high instead of that animal.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But they got white asses because of the purity for the king. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because men usually want to rely on the strength of that horse. And God like, no, that horse ain't gonna save you. I'm gonna save you. Get a donkey. He
That's
can't rely
wild.
because he has no strength. Yes, sir.
Yahweh come back, he'll be riding on a white horse.
Yeah, but Christ came in on an ass like this. Yeah, he wrote him something like this, right? He's the king.
Mhm.
Matthew, Mark, and John.
Yeah, he wrote it on an ass like that. And it probably was a white one too that he wrote it on. Yeah. One that have no burdens put on him. Right. That's what the white ass, the white ass is about, riding a white ass. Go ahead. Finish verse 10.
Okay, verse 10. You want me to read it over again?
Come.
Verse 10. Speak ye that ride on white asses, ye that sit in judgment and walk by the way.
Go ahead.
That they are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water.
Now, this verse right here, for years, when me brother was in the school, they butchered this verse right here, and they still do it to this day. They try to say that these is talking about here in America, which doesn't make no sense. It says, they are the women. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, where? In the places of drawing water. That's the well. That is the well. Who goes to the well?
The women.
We need to pull the verses and show you. It was the women that's being delivered from the noise of the archers at the well. Because that's where Sister's army was coming to snatch these women up at and taking them.
That's why the highways were empty.
That's where the highways were empty.
Even at Moses' time, the ladies were being harassed going to the well. Moses saved one of them.
Yes. That's what Sisera was doing. That's why the Moses had a woman to do him in. We get the verse. Can we get Genesis? Let's get the verse so we can see. We can get it cleared. We can clear it up. Let's get Genesis chapter 24 verse. And this goes all the way into the New Testament. Genesis chapter 24, let's get verse 16. Let me pull it up here right quick as well. Genesis 24, and you're going to get verse 16. I think there's another verse too that says, but this should be enough. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter
Verse 16.
Genesis chapter 24, verse 16. And the damsel was very fair to look at upon, a virgin, neither had any man knew her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Right. So she responsible for bringing the water into the household. Right. And any man would come to the well, she get her pitcher, she get that, she dip it up, and then she would give him drink and give the animal drink too as well. That's what women did. So we see it here. This is talking about women in the place of drawing waters, right? We have one here. Let's get another one in Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. And the last one we don't have to get, which we know what the famous one is, right? We know what that one is. The third one.
Or Moses.
No, we're gonna read that right now. There's one more in the New Testament. Who know what that one is?
Oh, the one with Jesus. She was like, we don't deal with
That's the one. There you go, brother. That's the one right there. We don't have to read that one. The woman at the well with the Messiah. That's Christ asked her to give me drink.
Mm-hmm.
The woman went with the bucket and they would want to dip the water out. And they would give man drink and animal drink. So we see it all the way into the New Testament.
Sarah Phoenician? What was she?
Huh? She's a woman of Samaria. Says.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, who got this?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 16. Now the priests of Media had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the
frogs
to water their flock, their father's flock.
Right. So I'm showing again, women was the one in the place of drawing water, was not men.
Come.
Right. When I was coming up, the place of drawing water, they said it was America. I'm like, how's that America?
Who was teaching that?
Who was America? And then one was the one who was teaching the one West. Right? Because it said there shall they rehearse the righteous acts. Right. So they say that's here.
Right.
Here in America, we rehearse the righteous acts. So the place of drawing waters have to be America. Right? That was the breakdown.
Just like when it was talking about our Lord was crucified, where it was called Sodom and Egypt.
Come. Yeah. Let me go back and show you the verse. Just right here. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, it says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts. Right? So the righteous acts they're saying is the high holy days, law, things, and commandments. So the places of drawing waters would have to be in America. Right? This was the breakdown back at the One West. And when I heard, I was like, that don't make no sense to me. How is America a place of drawing water?
And the noises of the arch is supposed to be the what?
The missiles. The missiles, right? That's the breakdown. It was coming up. That was the breakdown they told us back in the One West.
The other one where they was talking about Christ coming back at noonday and
all that bad breakdown. All that bad breakdown.
To me, what they was trying to do, they was trying to make themselves look way too deep.
Yeah. But I'm saying these brothers still use that breakdown for this verse. They still go here and say this nonsense.
We all know who still use it.
Yeah, it's not saying that.
With it.
GMS use it too.
Yeah,
They said those are intercontinental ballistic missiles that they talk.
Come on.
Making stuff up. The Archer got continental ballistic missiles, huh? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, they looking at too much. They've been looking at too much Terminator and Matrix and
yeah.
What else? The other
but that comes from the men pleasing. If the men pleasing, why they can say that about this verse and get away with it, and no one questions them. You know what I'm saying? When I heard, I was like, I said, how is America the place of drawing water? So explain that. So how does America the place? That's the breakdown. I know the breakdown, but explain to me how is America the place of drawing water?
I'm trying to figure out.
All they say that's the breakdown.
They're just drawing water right there. Let's just look at drawing water. How this place is drawing water?
That's what I'm saying, for real. How is this place of drawing water?
I mean,
Lock it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brothers. I'm about to log off, brother. But I was saying, good lesson, brothers.
all right.
Hey, shalom, brothers. Shabbat shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Oh, that's your son. Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, again, they just say stuff without having any proof, and you're supposed to just go along with it without questioning it. It doesn't become the issue.
Yeah, because then they look at you. Don't go along with it, they're gonna look at you
Right.
like you the one that's got the problem. And,
Right, you the problem.
Yeah.
When-
And then
when
they
they
gotta
the problem.
surround you. They gotta surround you. You remember how they used to
Give you
put
counsel.
you in the middle and they're in the circle?
Wow.
I was like, prove that. Prove this is America. Anyway, who was reading?
I was.
Go ahead.
You want me to read 11 over again?
Come.
Judges chapter 5, starting at verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
So it tells you what the righteous acts are. This does not say what it is right here.
Come.
It says, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Mhm.
It tells you what they are. And it's speaking of no high holy days and none of that stuff that they're trying to say it is. It is not saying none of that. It tells you what they are right here.
Village in Israel.
The villages in why is the villages, remember the verse says before the villages ceased,
Mhm.
right? Why did the villages cease? Because Sisera ran the people up out of there.
Mhm.
He took the women, we're gonna read the verse.
Mhm.
He took the women and ran up the men up out of there. So the villages was empty, they ceased. So the righteous act of the Lord was to go ahead and return the people there by getting rid of the oppressor,
Come.
Sisera,
Come.
the womanizer by the hand of a woman. Those are the righteous acts of the Lord.
Come.
It says, then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. And they came back. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Awake, awake, Deborah, awake, awake, utter a song, rise, Barak, and lead my captivity,
Die captivity.
thy captivity captive, thou sons of Abinom.
Right. We know when we sing a song because the Lord has given us victory.
Mhm.
Right. We said when we crossed the Red Sea and the Most High drowned the Egyptians right after we sung that song, right?
Mhm.
Israel sang the song. All right, go ahead.
Verse 13. Then he made him that remaineth have dominion over the nobles among the people. The Lord made me have dominion over the mighty.
Right. So because what he did, the Lord rewarded him. Give him dominion over the nobles among the people. Go ahead.
14. Out of Ephraim was there a root of them against Amalek after thee, Benjamin among thy people, out of Mature came down governors, and out of Zebulun they that handled the pen of the writer.
Right. So we're gonna so start with Ephraim. Out of Ephraim, there was a root against them in Amalek, right? So Ephraim went up there and was smiting the Amalekites. All right. I'm gonna get the verse. Let's get the verse. Can we get hold where we are? We get Judges chapter 12, verse 15. Judges chapter 12. We're gonna come right back to where we are. We're here. Judges chapter 12. And I think it's verse 50. Verse 15. I'm making sure it's verse. Just chapter 12. Hold on. Let's confirm the verse. Judges chapter 12, verse 15. I'm in the wrong. I got to be in the wrong something. I know I'm in the wrong there. Judges chapter 12, verse 15. That is exactly what it is. I was in Exodus. Who got that?
So
Go ahead.
Judges chapter 12, verse 15. And Abdon, the son of Hilo, the Parathonite, died and was buried in Parathon in the land of Ephraim in the mount of the Amalekites.
So this person died here and he was buried in Parathon in the land of Ephraim, right? But is in the mount of the Amalekites. That means the Ephraimites had destroyed out the Amalekites to be able to bury this man in this mountain, right? That's what's happening here. And that's why we have there in chapter 5, when we was reading, out of Ephraim there was a root of them against the Amalekites. Because they destroy the Amalekites here in this verse, right? Come back here, out of Ephraim there was a root of them against Amalek. So that root of them was already going out to execute the Most High's judgment against Amalek, killing them, all right? But they didn't finish him off. That's why he had Saul to go in there and try to finish him off, right? Then you have, after thee, Benjamin, among thy people. It says, out of Mature came down governors, and out of Zebulun, they that handled the pen of the writer. Meaning, so Zebulun had scribes in there. They had people that penned stuff down, right? Go ahead.
Verse 15. And the princes of Issachar were with Deborah.
Stop. Right, go ahead.
Even Issachar and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley for the division of Reuben. There were great thoughts of heart.
Right. So Reuben didn't go. The Bible said he was unstable as water. Right? So he didn't know where you want to go right now. You know what I'm saying? He wishy-washy. He wishy-washy. But and the princes of Issachar were who? With Deborah. Deborah had assistance from Issachar. Who was Issachar? What's so special about Issachar? Can we get 1 Chronicles chapter 12? 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32. So we're going to see here, Deborah had help. 1 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32.
I'll take it.
All right, go ahead.
1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know that Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
So Issachar was with Deborah. These men have understanding of the times. They are assisting Deborah. She ain't doing that by herself. It says to know what Israel ought to do. So she's telling her, listen, tell Barak to go. Go now. They got the spirit of the Most High on them to understand what? The time. This is the time to go get it. This is what you need to be doing. They were with Deborah and with Barak. So it wasn't just her doing it on her own. She had Issachar to help. We had the information. So stop saying the woman was teaching. If woman was teaching, would have been these men right here. Because they understand the times and to know what Israel ought to do. Deborah didn't. She didn't understand the times or what Israel ought to do. All she could do is relay what God said. But these men here knew what needs to happen.
And these men are Rachel's reward, right? They're the reward of
what?
That's what it means, my reward.
Reward, yes. Yes. But I'm just saying, they're saying today that these people are the so-called Mexicans. Do Mexicans understand the times?
No.
Or do Mexicans know what Israel ought to do?
No.
Wow.
Who's going to Mexicans to know what black people need to do? Who's doing that?
No one.
If they're saying that these people are the Issacharites, they should be going to them to know what we need to do, right or wrong.
Yeah.
The text says it right here.
There wouldn't be no riots in jail and prison.
Right. Wouldn't be none. Because Issachar be like, no, it's a time to be fighting.
Right.
Yeah,
We ain't time to be fighting. It's a bad time to be fighting right now. We shouldn't be fighting.
And y'all brothers anyway.
We brothers, listen, they would know who we are.
They don't know.
They know what Israel ought to do. They would know who Israel is. We should go tell them who they are. Right. They should be telling us who we are. Right or wrong.
Right. They should say, well, we Judah, Benjamin.
Yes.
Send any tribe.
They should be telling us who we are.
That's it. They need to finger Israel because
that's why they not Issachar.
Oh wow.
That's why they not Issachar.
Now they read that. What's that?
1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32.
I bet you
They read this plenty of times,
Yeah,
They
we
don't,
need to
but
keep
they
that
but
one.
don't put it together correctly.
No.
Yeah, we need that one. We need definitely we need that. We need
Listen,
that one.
listen. That's the reason why the brother from Bill W didn't want to debate me when it comes to Issachar Israelites. He had got cut crazy. I put his verse on him right here that shut him completely down.
That's nasty right there.
He had to be shut down right here.
We'll be together really in California running stuff if that was really true.
Right.
I mean,
you know,
up north they together.
call us again.
First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 32.
Up north, the Mexicans and blacks are together. They cool up north, San Francisco,
Yeah, but that's the Northanian stuff.
northern thing. Yeah, they
The
cool.
South Side is
South
different.
side is not.
We next to the border.
It's different, but I'm just saying if Issachar, that wouldn't be happening. They all would be
Right.
getting along.
Right.
That North South stuff wouldn't make a difference.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they would know what Israel
They
needed to
wouldn't
do.
know what Israel needs to do, and especially
Could it be a way of teaching the way they were like taught coming up?
it would be. I mean, this is the spirit the Most High have on Issachar, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the text says that who was with Deborah? Issachar was with Deborah, right? And Barak, right? To help them guide them what they need to be doing and the times that they're in.
Another thing, like normally most Saturdays they throwing a little boomerang party
Yes,
instead of
they violated the Shabbat. They ain't what Israel need to be doing, right? And they're eating a whole lot of pig's blood and a whole bunch of violation of the Torah. And they're doing a whole bunch of that. And they got a thing called what they call it the Halloween of Dead. They say the Day of the Dead up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't out there with Issachar. Stop it, man. You're going crazy. The Bible clearly tells you they can't be Issachar. Look what they're doing. All right, let's go back. So, verse 15, and the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar, and also with Barak. So that shuts all of that down right there. She wasn't teaching. She was, and if anything, she was being taught by Issachar. Go ahead.
Where you at right now?
I'm back in Judges chapter 5, verse 16. We're going back.
Okay.
Read verse 15 again.
Come. Judges chapter 5, verse 15. And the princes of Issachar were with Deborah, even Issachar, and also Barak. He was sent on foot into the valley.
Who do you think sent them on foot in the valley? Issachar. Know what Israel ought to do. Go on foot in the valley. God. Go ahead.
For the division of Reuben, there were great thoughts of heart.
Yeah, they're unstable as water. They were, should we go or should we not go? Should we go? Stay. You ain't sure about going, stay.
Toss to and fro.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. Why abodest thou amongst the sheepfold to hear the what is that?
The bleeding.
The bleating of the flock. For the division of Reuben, there were great searchings of heart.
Yeah, so they were dealing with their sheep and hearing the noise of the bleeding and the noise of the sheep. How they make the noise? What the noise of the sheep make? Whatever the noise of them. Yeah, they hearing all that, and they were still confused whether they should searching of the heart. Should they go? Should they not go? That's why the text said they was unstable as water. All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. Gilead abode beyond Jordan, and why did Dan remain in ships?
Why did Danites remain in Gilead abode beyond Jordan? They was on the other side, right? And then he says, why did Dan remain on ships? We know why Dan remained on ships, because she left. Right? He was getting on ships, right? And they left. We know where they went over there in Greece. They went over there. They became they became the Spartans, right? Go ahead.
Asher continued on the seashore and abode in his breaches.
Right. So we see, we're reading it because these are the tribes that didn't come with Deborah. These are the tribe that she didn't judge them because they didn't deal with it. What? So Asher continued on the seashore. He abode. He stayed in his breeches. He ain't lived. He ain't left. He ain't rocking with Deborah. He stayed where he's at. Right? Also Reuben. He stayed too. He ain't go nowhere.
He tossed and turned.
He ain't tossed and turning where he's at. He ain't going. She wasn't judging them. They stayed where they were. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. Zebulun and Naphtali were a people that
Jeopard
their lives into the death in the high places of the field.
Right. So they were the one that went down there, 10,000 of Zebulun and Naphtali. Right. Put their life on the line and go ahead and get rid of the oppressor. Right? Go ahead.
19. The kings came and fought the kings of Canaan in Tanakh by the waters of Megiddo. They took no gain of money.
They didn't win. Right? Because when you win, you gain spoils. So they fought, but they didn't get no money. Go ahead.
20. They fought from heaven. The stars in their course fought against Sisera.
They fought from heaven. Who was they? These are the angelic beings, right? The stars. The stars in their courses fought against Sisera. That's why I said when the Lord went out, he went out with other angels and it was fighting because why? There were other demonic forces there too as well. Right. We know that all these other nations, they got demonic forces rolling with them, right? This is the reason why you really can't win. It is not they stronger or smaller than you, right? Because they got some demonic forces behind them. But this time, the angel of the Lord went out. He had other angels with him, stars in their courses, right? Which is an interesting term to be using about stars in their courses, because it sounds like these angels have courses, like the priests have courses, the 24 courses. Like they have courses that take turns coming in rotation when they're defending Israel or ministering on to Israel, right? The courses just fought against Sisera, and that's why he lost.
They have their watchmen and the whole setup.
They lost it on. He lost it on the spiritual level first, and on the physical level. All right, go ahead.
Verse 21. The river of Kishon swept them away. That ancient river, the river Kishon, O my soul, that thou hadst trodden down strength.
Right, the river washed them away. Right, kill them and throw them in the river and got rid of them. Go ahead.
22. Then were the horse hooves broken by the means of the prancing. The prancing of their mighty ones.
So what they was doing, what this verse is telling us is that they was on their horses and it was galloping. Prancing is galloping, right? Like they all like it was galloping and like this and that, right? So there were their horse hooves, where it was galloping was broken, right? By means of what? Of this galloping they were doing, galloping and rushing, right? The prancing of the mighty ones. That's his army. Go ahead.
23. Curse ye Meroz.
Curse ye, they have not identified where this place is, right? Curse ye Meroz. Go ahead.
Said the angel of the Lord.
See, the angel of the Lord now, he make appearance again, right? This is the angel of the Lord. We read all the way in chapter 2, verse 1. He's still here, right? Remember, we had about 3 judges died, right? He's still here. He's still holding us down as the captain of the host of the Most High. He's still here, still fighting, right? Said the angel of the Lord. Go ahead.
Curse ye bitterly the inhabitants thereof, because they came not to help of the Lord, to the help of the Lord against the mighty.
So whoever these people are, these Israelites in Miraz, he said, curse them bitterly. They ain't come help, right? All these Zebulun and Naphtali came, they ain't came. So they should have came, and this angel said, curse them. So I'm glad I ain't that, man. What they tripped.
Rubens and Ashers.
Huh?
The Rubens and Ashers.
I don't know, it could be, but they have not identified where Miraz is. But wherever that is, this angel says, curse them because they ain't come help. Go ahead.
Verse 24. Blessed above women shall Jerel, the wife of Heber the Kenite be blessed, shall she be above women in the tent.
Go ahead.
He asked water, and she gave him milk. She brought forth butter in a lordly dish.
Yeah, so he asked water, she gave him milk. Now we need some milk, sir. And there is something to that verse again too as well, because I'm keen on verses, the same things that I going over my head. Why would you give him milk instead of water? The milk make you sleep, need to put you to sleep faster or get you more
Because
drowsy.
a baby normally
It could be something like that going on with just giving them milk instead of water, right?
water would energize them to keep.
Yeah, see, she gave him milk.
Milk
See,
later.
people reading up a verse and they don't really catch that stuff. There's a reason why she's doing that milk thing.
Yeah, milk is heavier than water.
Heavier, yeah, getting more drowsy or something. And she put some butter in there too. It helps it out.
And then a lordly dish.
Yeah, come. Go ahead.
26. She put her hand to the nail and her right hand to the workman's hammer. And with the hammer, she smote Sisera. She smote off his head.
So now we read that she went to his temple and she had knocked his head off his body. Go ahead.
When she had pierced and stricken through his temple.
And he was asleep.
Popped his top off.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. At her feet he bowed, he fell, he lay down at her feet, he bowed. He fell where he bowed, there he fell down dead.
Go ahead.
The mother of Sisera.
Now we're going to the mother of Sisera. The mother of Sisera, go ahead.
Looked out at a window and cried through the lattice.
The lattice is another word for a window. But that's a very old school word. Wow. Lattice for window. You ain't gonna hear people call a window lattice anymore, but that's the word way back then. Go ahead.
Why is his chariot so long in coming?
Why is the chariot ain't got back yet? Usually he done went over there and ransacked it, took some goods, grabbed some women, you know what I'm saying? How come they ain't back yet? Go ahead.
Why tarry the wheels of his chariot?
Go ahead.
Her wise lady answered her, yea. She returned answer to herself.
So her wise ladies, right? Because she's the mother of Sisera. The wise ladies answered her, yeah. She returned answer to herself. Yeah, the reason why he ain't come is because she returned answer to herself. Go ahead.
30. Have they not sped?
Have they? Hold on. Let me get it. Did I write this down? Sped is to find or attain. Have they not find or attain? This is what the word sped means, right? Have they not find or attain? Go ahead.
Have they not divided the prey?
Then divide the prey. See, they tell you what Sisera will be doing. Have we not find or attain? What, find him another damsel or woman? Have they not divide the prey? Go ahead.
To every man a damsel or two.
See? Wow. To every man a woman or two. See, he's a womanizer. He taking the women and dividing it up. Every man had at least one or two. He probably have 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? He was a womanizer. That's what he was doing. Constantly going over there to grab women, to take them back to sleep with them. Right? And again, when you see the word damsel there, the Hebrew word that's there is womb. Let me show it to you before I say I'm making it up. It is telling you that what he was doing was a sexual thing. Wow. That's why the Hebrew word womb is. Let me show you before I say I'm making it up.
Wow.
It's going to say damsel here. When you look at the Hebrew, it's going to say womb. Why? We're in 5 and 30. Let me pull it up and show you. The Hebrew word is womb. They ain't going to translate it as such, but the Hebrew word is womb. Judges 5 and we in 30. 5 and 30. They have divided the prey. Damsel, right here. Let me highlight it so you can see what I'm talking about. Highlight. And you see the word here. Let me click on it so you can see it. Raham. Raham is womb.
Wow.
It's the Hebrew word for womb that's there. To every man a womb.
Mm.
That's what it's saying here.
Mm.
And we divide to every man a womb or two.
Mm.
Right? We know what that means. It's a sexual thing.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
A sexual oppression thing. That's what it is saying.
Mm.
All right, let me go back. I wanted to show you that that's what I'm saying. This guy was a womanizer, and that's why God had a woman to take him down. And Deborah will rise up, and then Jael will finish him off. Have they not sped? I mean, have they not attained or find? Have they not divided the prey? The prey was the women. To every man a womb or two, or a damsel or two. Go ahead.
To Sisera, a prey of diverse colors, a prey of diverse colors of needlework, on both sides, meet for the necks of them that take the spoil.
Right, so they're taking the best garment.
Wow.
The one that has the multicolors, the diverse colors of the needlework on both sides, not on just one side, on both sides. Right? Go ahead.
31. So let all thine enemies perish, O Lord, but let them that love him be as the sun when he goeth forth in his might. And the land had rest 40 years.
40 years. So let this suffice. Stop saying Deborah was teaching.
Okay.
I think I went in there and showed you clearly because of a womanizer. That's why she was rose up to do it. And again, you don't see it happen no more. Every other judge is a male. This is an isolated incident because of Sisera, a womanizer.
Issachar was lacing her.
Issachar was lacing her with information, her and Barak. And again, she didn't go to war.
And Naphtali.
She wasn't a judge in the sense of a judge. She just relayed God's judgment. She didn't go to war. So she can't be termed actually a judge, actually in the term of going to battle. And that's what it means here with the judges here. They was actually killing people and delivering Israel. She did no such thing.
She wasn't on the battlefield.
So she cannot be termed as a judge in that sense at all. And she clearly wasn't teaching. So stop saying she was teaching. Stop coming here and butchering the Bible. And these brothers talking about verse 11. The place of drawing water is not America. Y'all got to stop saying this nonsense.
We got a lot of rivers and lakes here, right?
We got.
Where's the wells? Are there any wells here?
Well, dude, they got wells in them Amish towns.
Yeah,
That's
they
the
do.
only part where
Yes, they
got
do. They got Amish wells.
Who's using them?
The Amish.
The Amish.
That's it.
That's it.
Israel, not Israel.
Israel ain't using them.
Right.
Israel ain't using them.
That's the only damn thing. You want to stay out away from them Amish towns too.
Yeah. Calm. Definitely do that.
Looking at they women, they ain't having it.
Who want to look at that?
Right.
All right, with that, man, we get ready to shut it down. Thank you, brothers, for coming on. Let me cut off the live stream here. Hopefully, I was edifying. People can get that. We can finally get that straight again. If anybody got any questions, let me quickly check the.
Oh yeah.
We have nobody coming on again. All right, let's go back.